All right, so looking at GJ, I was basically saying that we were ranging on the weekly between here and here, right? Price was ranging. Price finally broke out to the top side. So when we zoom into this breakout, we can see that this is the current week that we're on, right? And we're on Thursday, so it is towards the end of the week. So we can say we've been moving bullish all week. Okay, now take a look at this last candle. This last candle created a wick for price to range up, right? This created a range for price to continue up, all right? And that's just reading price action. So we do have the potential to continue coming up, but we got to break this down to the daily to get more detail. So when we break this down to the daily, and we're like, okay, you know, price may move up, but wait a minute. There's a couple things here. So number one, we can clearly see that we're at a resistance zone, right? You can see that. You can see that price tapped this area twice and got rejected. Number two, you have to understand momentum, right? So when it comes to momentum, you have to look at the volume in the candles. So the way you do that is you look at the bodies. So look at how small this body is compared to this body, right? It's like large, medium, small. You see that? Large, medium, small candles, the bodies. So when the bodies are getting smaller, that means price is losing momentum. So if price is losing momentum, then that means that she's probably going to be going bearish. Okay, she's probably going to be reversing. Okay, so that's one thing. Now let's go down to the 4 hour. If we come down to the 4 hour, right where we left off at, look at how many times price tried to break above this area. Look at that. Look at all these rejections, you know? So what this tells me is that we're having a hard time getting above here. Okay, so what I would want to see is something close above this area, right? I need a closure above this area. If I don't get a closure above this area, then I'm not looking for any type of buys. Okay, so let's go down to the 1 hour. Okay, so going down to the 1 hour, like I said, we see lots of rejections. So I want to point something out to you. This high that was created here, the last time we came to this zone, you can see it has tweezer tops. So if you read your candlestick books, you'd know what a tweezer top is. It's a reversal pattern to the downside. Okay, that's number one. Number two is if we look at the previous high here, let's compare this. If I were to put a line coming across here, and put a line coming across here, what do you notice? We never broke above this high, right? So we created a lower high here. Okay, so what do we know about creating lower highs, right? When these highs never surpass the previous high, it means we're in a downtrend. Okay, and again, this is just all price action. I'm a price action trader. The only thing I do is read what these candlesticks are telling me. Okay, and then next we have what? We have hourly rejections as well. Hourly candles are coming down. So if you were on stream with me earlier, I'm going to put this in replay mode just to show you what it looked like. We take a look at the 30-minute. There was a time when we were on stream and I said, you know what? If we break through, I'm sorry, it was on the hour. I said, if we break through this hourly low, then it looks like the next candle will probably come down, right? If the next candle does a wick up, right? A wick up like that, and then continue to push, that would line up, okay? So I had an hourly line here. Again, if you're on stream with me, we had an hourly line here, waiting to see, okay, will the next candle break through this area? We went down to the 30-minute, went down to the 15-minute. Actually, before we do that, I just want to show you something. So within looking at this coming down, we also look for a clean range. So I'm looking at this candle. I'm like, okay, we could possibly fill this out to this support area. So I also had a zone right here at this support for our ideal TP. Now let's go to the 30-minute. Okay, so once again, you could see this clean zone pretty clearly here. And let's go to the 15-minute. So while we were waiting here, I had put on screen, I said, you know what? What I like to do personally in my trading plan, I like to wait for a closure below the zone. So not the body, right? Because price already came down here already, but it never closed below. So I wanted to see a candle close below. But I'm going to tell you what ended up happening. What ended up happening is price left price left us. Price left us. Price ended up coming all the way down without closing below. So I'm going to show you. Bang, like that. Yeah, so this is what ended up happening. I did not get FOMO. Okay, I did not hop into the trade just because I see price coming down. I stick to my rules. So I just want to point out to you, you see me miss moves. It happens. You may miss moves. I miss moves all the time. And that's just due to staying to my rules. If I say I'm going to wait for a closure, I wait for a closure. So when this closed, I said, you know what? If I'm waiting for a closure, I'm looking to enter around this area. I'm not looking to enter down here. So this made me stay out of the trade. I said, you know what? I'm not taking the trade because look, we're almost to where TP was going to be. So I did not enter this. But on stream, some of you were in the chat and some of you said, Lens, go to the 5 minutes. There were confluences. So what I did was I said, all right, let's go to the 5 minute and let's see if there were any confluences here to how we could have took an impulse entry, right? Let's say instead of waiting for a closure, what would have made us take an impulse entry at the break of this line? What can we look for? Well, when we back test on the 5 minute, someone pointed out that there was a head and shoulders here. So we got the left shoulder, the head, right shoulder, right? And typically for head and shoulders, the shoulders need to be lined up. Okay, we got the neckline. Okay, we got the retest of the neckline here. So that's number one. Number two, what else do we have? Well, if we zoom in here, if I take away this candle, what do you see? Yes, we got a closure below on a 5 minute, but what do you see the next candle do? The next candle created a liquidity grab. Look at this. So this wick completely took out everyone else who went into sells here. This is what the market does. This is market manipulation right here. I guarantee you a lot of newbies, I'm gonna take this away. A lot of newbies said, oh, okay, we're coming down. There's a head and shoulders pattern, right? Head and shoulders, we're coming down, stops above, boom, right? That's what newbies do, right? And then this happens, stopped out. And they're like, wait, what? How did I get stopped out? How did I know to move this up higher, right? This is what they do. So this is a liquidity grab. This was to take out everyone who got into early sells and take them out, okay? Even, let's say this, even if you got in an early sell up here, right? Let's say you got into a sell up here. This was supposed to take you out too, because we're going to assume, even if you're an experienced trader, we'll assume that maybe you had like a trailing stop somewhere, right? Let me just make this a trailing stop. Let's assume you had a trailing stop here. What happened? What did the market do twice? It came up to towards your entry. It came way up towards your entry, right? So trying to make you close your trade. You see what the market does? They try to get you to close your trades so that you don't make money. So it's really important that you can recognize these liquidity grabs. So again, we got the head and shoulders, we have the liquidity grab. After seeing this wick form, right, and then start to push down and break the low of this 5 minute candle right here, this could have been an impulse entry with your stop loss above. Then I believe this should have been fine for you to take, okay? But, we weren't looking at the 5 minutes. So, it is what it is. Sometimes you miss some. But I just want to explain that. All right, let me put this back live where we are now. So where we are now, to me, it looks like price came down here, came back up, tested these highs, could not break above. Here we go again, coming down. Okay. Now, to me, this would have been a better sell as we speak. Why? Let's take this away. Get my replay mode. As we speak, like I just said, we tested these highs. We could not break through. We closed bearish below our zone, right? We closed below support. Next candle, wake up, started pushing down, started breaking the lows. And stuff like that is just simple price action. The only way to remember this is to continuously do it over and over and over again. This would have been the better entry. Okay. That's just an example for you. And I'm just going to leave my analysis the way it is. What I'm going to show you now is the buys we actually had on stream today. So you said very helpful. Okay, I see. Okay. I see you, Treasure. I see you, Timmy. But yeah, so I'm going to go in replay mode. Where were our buys? I think our buys were right here. So let's take this off. So this morning, right here, yeah. This morning, I'm going to show you what I saw. I think I got to go to the 30-minute. So what I seen was I said, okay, I seen that price was breaking up, right? This was a bullish candle and it started to reject, but this is a really long wick, you know? So when price creates a long wick, typically it's creating a range for the next candle to move up. Okay, so you may want to write that down in your notes. Okay, yes, it can be rejections, but you're going to have to study. You're going to have to do a lot of studying on this, a lot of back testing on this. Some wicks are rejections and some wicks are creating ranges for price. Okay, so it's like two different things. Okay, so this is about a 21 pip range. Okay, so when I look at wicks to have ranges, it has to be a long wick, right? It can't be 3 pips, 5 pips. It's 20 pips, so that's a lot more than 5 pips, right? So that's a pretty big range there. So with that said, I said, all right, what is the recent resistance that this is breaking through? And I see it right here. Let's make this clear. We're breaking up through here. I also see that price is bouncing off of support here, right? You see price bouncing off of the support. So, and within bouncing off that support, we bounced up, we came down, we pushed. What do you see there? Look at the lows. We had a low here. Now we have a low here, right? What do we call that? A higher low. What's a higher low? An uptrend. Okay, so again, if you're doing price action, you got to be able to see these things. You know, you got to pay attention to detail. So I see that. I seen the daily was bullish, the 4 hour was bullish, the 1 hour was bullish, 30 minutes bullish, everything else was bullish. Okay, now if I ignore this candle, I'm looking for where's my clean range to move up, right? So ignoring Wick City, right? If I ignore these wicks, price has a nice clean range to the top side right here, right? So I'm gonna tag this out. Okay, and then on a higher time frame, I actually looked for the next resistance, which I believe it was this one that I tagged out, and I believe I tagged out this one. Yeah. All right, so, you know, I'm just looking for the next possible ranges after this. Let's see, where were we at here? Okay, yeah, we're here. Okay, so now that I have my zones ready for where price could go, right? I'm just waiting. So if we go to the 15-minute, I'm going to update this to closing above this resistance. Okay. And I'm going to delete that because we don't need that. I'm just going to put this on top of here. All right, cool. So what I'm looking for is I'm saying, okay, step 1, we have a closure above resistance. Step 2, we have clean traffic moving to the top side. We've seen that on the 30-minute, right? We've seen our clean traffic moving up here. Okay. Step 3 is to prepare for an entry. So as soon as this created this long wick of a range, I said, okay, it's very possible that the next candle can continue filling out this range, right? Because like I said, all other time frames are bullish. So we waited, boom. This next candle, what did this next candle do? So this is tricky. This is really, really tricky. A lot of people are going to take this as, oh, price is coming down. But that's not true. That's not true. This is a fake out candle. So I want you to take a screenshot of this when I'm done, because this move right here happens all the time. It does not just happen on GJ. It happens on all of the pairs. Okay, literally all of the pairs this happens. So check this out. To a new trader, they're like, oh, wait, it's bearish. It's going down. No. To an experienced trader, this is a weak candle. Okay, this is a weak bearish candle. Why is it weak? Well, a couple things. Number one, look at the body. Okay, not this wick, the body. The body closed above our zone, right? This is our zone right here. This is resistance. We still closed above. Number two, look at how small that body is. That's so small. Okay, so those two factors together, weak bearish. That's confluence number one. Confluence number two is we retested the zone right here. You see that? See how we retested the zone? So when I seen all of that happen, you can go back to my stream today if you weren't on my stream. You're going to see that I put a buy stop here. Okay. Anticipating price to break these highs. Just a little bit above here. You got to be a little petty. So you see how this candle made a little bit of a high here, just a little bit above these highs. That's where we put the buy stop. Why? We're anticipating price to continue going up now, right? We got our confluences. We already had our setup for where price is going to go. From here to here is about 20 pips, right? We already have the setup. We got more confirmation that we tested the zone here, closed above. Okay, so this buy stop was anticipating the next candle. So what I do is I put the buy stop on towards the end of this candle closing. I was anticipating the next candle to do this. Okay. Now the reason I have a buy stop is because number one, I'm anticipating volume. Okay, I'm anticipating price to just shoot up out of nowhere. I didn't think we were going to get a bottom wick, and I don't think we did get a bottom wick. Let's see. I don't think we did. Yeah, there's no bottom wick. Yeah. So this is exactly what I was expecting. I was expecting volume to kick in and just flip up. See how there was no bottom wick here? Just continue pushing up. Okay, so those of you who were on stream with me earlier, we did get this move here. And again, you know, if you're watching me right now and if you're confused or anything like that, just watch the stream over again. It's not something you're going to get after watching it one time. I had to learn this by watching this hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times. So do not watch me and think, you know what, I'm confused, I don't get it. You know, it just takes studying. Okay, I just want to point that out. It takes a lot of studying, it takes a lot of practicing. So you're never going to get something the first time. If you do, you're lucky. You know, you are lucky. But like I said, it's going to take a lot of practicing. All right, so those were the buys that we had. I'm just going to play this out just so you can see everything. But we did get 10 pips out of this, and we had ended up closing the trade here. Ended up going up 16 pips. Yeah, I ended up going up 16 pips, but I had closed at 10. All right, so that's GJ.
If you're an aspiring forex trader, we have a free Telegram channel where we're sending trade alerts, ideas, and updates on the forex market every single day in our free Telegram channel. Click the link to join our Telegram, 100% free, and we'll see you inside.